The best captive environments in the world, we still need to do much, much better.
The Great Ape Trust launched in 2002 with tremendous promise. It started with funding from a wealthy donor, free land from the city of Des Moines, and a psychologist named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world at the controls. The facility spent its first 9 years conducting groundbreaking research, teaching endangered bonobos to speak and communicate with humans.
The problem started in 2011. The main donor pulled out, and the facility struggled to raise the money needed to continue. The psychologist heading the work left 2 years later, putting the goal of a world-renowned research facility even further out of reach. As Channel 13's Jared Jatanini shows us, a volunteer stepped in to keep the vision alive.
There was a time when we didn't know how we'd get to the end of the month.
That was the first challenge for Dr. Jared Tagliatella.
The bonobos will forage together but sort of dispersed,
paying the bills and securing support for North America's only bonobo research facility. He turned to federal agencies, private foundations, university donations, and the community. He was able to raise enough money to make the $300,000 annual budget.
It was, a lot of heroic efforts on a number of people's part that kept us going. I don't think there was ever a time when I thought, it was sort of, it's a cheesy cliche, but failure was not an option.
The financial stress was easing, so Tagliatella was able to turn his attention to running the facility.
I'm tickling you, I'm tickling my incha.
Gone are the days of allowing the public to interact with the bonobos.
Good job, buddy.
Even researcher Amanda Epping keeps her distance.
We don't ever go inside of their enclosures with them. Everything is through protected mesh. So the biggest hole that you would touch them through is about a 2 by 2 inch square.
The change was needed to protect people from the unpredictable bonobos and to protect the apes from illnesses carried by humans.
You want to go outside?
Less physical contact is not the only change. Researchers say the facility and the apes have structure now. Wake up at 8 a.m., bedtime at 6, a day filled with stimulating activities like painting pictures.
ACCI's mission is to study human origin through bonobos.
We do a lot of cognitive testing, and usually that takes two forms. Either we use a computer, and the ape interacts with a computer via a touchscreen or even a joystick.
Come on, Tico, let's do some work.
Tico is 7. He's the youngest born in Iowa. Like your average 7-year-old, he loves to play video games.
In both real life and in the virtual world, Tico appears to prefer grapes.
This game tests whether Tico's ape genetics are similar to human genetics.
They're looking at if the apes can take things from a virtual world and understand that they have a real life connection to the actual physical world.
All right.
And that's one test of more than a dozen others. The goal is to get all the bonobos communicating like Kanzi.
Kanzi can label foods with specific lexicograms. We know he could tell us when there's something scary. You want water? Water chasing? All right.
Kanzi's 1 point away from his favorite activity.
We're getting our shower.
But the question remains, did exposure to human language really teach Kanzi to communicate?
Or are we just tapping into a way to kind of get at what they're doing naturally?
Right.
And that's really what our focus is now.
The team is also focused on the bonobos' well-being.
Jared and Bill have done an amazing job of taking care of these bonobos first.
Turn around so they can see you if you want to show them, Kanzi.
But it wasn't always that way. Many criticized former director Dr. Sue Savage-Rumbaugh.
All of these bonobos know me really, really well.
Back in 2011, caregivers complained about mistreatment and had safety concerns. Earlier this month, we were there when the USDA inspected the facility. The USDA found the bonobos are healthy and the facility is clean. That will ultimately double the number of bonobos held here.
Which of course may also involve us exchanging bonobos with other zoos. And our aim is to really just be the best place for bonobo research in the country.
Jared Jatanini, Channel 13 News.
The director expects their accreditation to process next year. Mating could happen as early as 2019, with baby bonobos expected in 2020. ACCI would like to update their lobby so they can host tours, and if you'd like to help, just head to our website, whotv.com.
It is fascinating, every part of it.
Absolutely.